Hey guys. Okay, this is what we're doing today. We are doing ombre chrome flame nails. Okay, let's see if I can get through this. Hello. I'm Kat. These are Cat's claws. Oh my god. Welcome to another video. So we're gonna do flame nails today. We'll do my nails next week. I think we'll do my nails next week. I'll fix them next week because they're kind of growing out a lot. But for today, I saw a different way to do a flame, incorporating an ombre as well. And I thought it looked really cool. So I want to do a set with multicolors. So multi-ombres, with a little bit of chrome. So it gives a bit of a shimmer, and then a reverse flame. So instead of pulling it from the top, we'll pull it from the bottom. I'll show you in a bit. I'm going to use these nail tips. So these are long stilettos. These are actually number 3. So you know how when you get your nail tips, they're numbered. They start with 0. So these are actually a 3. So the reason I got these actually was because a lot of these don't actually fit my nail beds. However, these ones are made a little bit bigger, so they are perfect. Anyways, okay, let's talk about what we're gonna use. So I'm gonna use my ombre brush. This is that brush that I figured out actually had the top on the other side of it. This is one of them. The other one is this one that I figured out. That it actually has the top on the other side of it. So we'll use my stripey brush, which is the liner brush by Light Elegance, and we're gonna use an ombre brush today, which I hate using because I always fuck up my ombres with them, but we're gonna use it. Okay, let's look at colors. Okay, so for our first nail, I'm gonna use I couldn't even see what it was called. We're gonna use a pink at the top, and then we're gonna use this fire sign on the bottom. So the pink is Electra. It's like a Barbie kind of pink. And then Electra fire sign is almost like a neon red with like a bit of orange. So we're gonna do the top part of the nail in this one. Like, you think that these wouldn't go well together, but they actually do. Okay, they do. So I'm just going to, for the ombre, I'm going to paint a little bit at the top in the pink. I'm not going to cure it. This one I do a little too thin. So I do end up doing 2 coats on this. I'm only doing 1 on camera because you don't need to see the second one. But as I go along, I find that the thicker I do the first coat, the better the ombre turns out. So this one was just a little too thin of a coat. So I had to go in and do a second one afterwards. So again, not curing that first little bit. We're going to take this one. Like, look how beautiful that color is, eh? It's so nice. And then right underneath, and you can do this however you want. You can do the pink higher up, like less at the top of the nail. You can do more of the red, depending where you decide you want to put your flame, which I will show you when we get to that point. Will kind of determine whether you see more of that ombre or less of it, right? So you can just do whatever you feel is right. So I'm bringing this right up to the line of that first color. Jesus Christ. Honest to God. And then I'm going to take my ombre brush. I've dipped it in a little bit of the base coat. And we're just going to ombre this shit. Okay, so you can see how I did it too thin. So there's like spaces, there's holes in it. Fuck, this is driving me insane, this one. My brush, like the ombre little feathers were sticking together, was pissing me off. But that's what it ended up turning out like. I think that's after 2. So I cured the first one, and then I just did the same thing again, ombre it, cured, and it's decent. It looks pretty decent. We are going to chrome this after. We're going to put a bit of like a translucent shimmer chrome on it. But I'm going to put that one aside, and then we're going to do all the rest of them in our color combinations. Okay, so for this one, the 2 colors I'm using are this one, which is Grand Canyon. That's the name of it. I don't know why they call it Grand Canyon, because it doesn't look like the color of the Grand Canyon. It's red. That's all it is. It's red. So that's going to be my top color, and I'm going a little bit thicker here. So I took note from my first fucking fail, and I'm going thicker on my first coat. And then this color, this is another really cool color. These are great for summer. These like orangey reds. This one is called Empower, and it's like a neon orange, and it goes really well with the red. So same thing here, not curing. Second layer going down. Then we're going to take famous ombre brush again and just ombre the shit out of this. I don't know why this is so frustrating for me to do. I was like coming up with different ways to do it as I was going along. I've never been great at the ombre using this brush, but I'm kind of starting to get the hang of it. So yeah, just you want to meld those colors together, right? So that they kind of like merge into each other. So I am going to show all of the different ombres that I do and the different colors, because you get to see all the colors, how they go on and everything. So this one, Vivid Purple, it's going to be the top. And then the bottom, what's the bottom one? In all honesty, it's like, I'll show you. It's really nice when it goes on. Now, the thing with the second color here is that it's more translucent. I'm just going to talk through this sped up part because I want to explain. It's very translucent, so I had to do it. So I did the first one here. I ombre'd this as much as I could. I cured it, and then what I did was I just went over the full nail like 2 or 3 times afterwards again, cured in between, to make that bottom part darker and to fix like the top piece so that there was more of that like teal in there, because otherwise there still would have been too much of a contrast. So I just kept going over the top of the nail with In All Honesty, which is like a beautiful translucent teal. And of course we're cleaning our brush in between in some cleanup solution, wiping it off and then dipping it back into the base coat, right? To make sure those bristles at the end are more like, they should be more frayed, really. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my brush. Okay, so these 2 colors were slightly questionable, especially this one, because this is like my least favorite color. But these are Korean gels. These are Madame Glam Korean gels that came in the same set, and it actually turned out pretty fucking decent. So let's do this one. Okay, then our last one. Last one was kind of questionable too. I wanted to do Perfect Black with Always and Forever, which is a blue. It's like a Tiffany blue, kind of, right? I wasn't sure how the black was going to look with the flame part, because part of the bottom of the nail is going to be black after, as you saw in the beginning. But it turned out, and I came up with a different way to ombre this one. I was kind of doing it on all of them, actually. You'll see here that I go vertically. Am I saying it right? No, I go horizontally across the nail first, right? Which is how you're supposed to ombre. And then I just start going vertical because I really wanted to mix that blue in with the black there. And this one turned out pretty good actually too. Especially once that translucent powder goes on top of it, it looks even better. The blue ones, the ones that were more into the blue colors, actually ended up being my favorite. But let's finish this and then we'll get on to the next part. Okay, so those are the nails done out of the lamp. There is not a top coat on them. So that last one, you see, it actually kind of gave like a marbling kind of effect to it too, which is fine. And then like the other ones, you can see that I don't know, it came out pretty good, right? I think it came out pretty good. But I'm just showing you again that I was doing it both ways, right? So if I didn't feel like that was ombreing properly when I was doing it horizontally, I just started going vertically. And then this is the powder, the translucent powder we're going to use. We're going to go, we're going to put the top coat on, No Wipe, VENDEENI, and then the translucent powder. So because they have different shimmers in them, the middle one has like more of a pink. So I'm going to use the middle one for the pink one, or the first one and the second one, because it kind of matches it. And then I'm going to use those greeny blue ones for the other three. Okay, so let's do this piece. So after you put any chrome powder, translucent powder, any of this flaky stuff on the nail, you have to go over it again with a top coat. So here I'm top coating it all. I actually did another layer of it. You can do it right on the wet layer too, if you want. It just gives a bit of a different look, and I kind of think I should have done it because it's not showing up as much as I wanted it to. But so I'm going over again with a No Wipe, and then I do another layer of the translucent, and then I top coat again. And then we can move into our flame. Okay, so for the flame piece, we're going to use the Meet Across gel paint to map out our flame. And use my stripey brush, putting the top back on the back. And then we're going to use Perfect Black to fill it in. So I'm just kind of mapping out where I want it. So basically what we're doing is we're drawing a reverse flame in a sense from the top down. And then we're going to fill in the bottom piece so that the top half of the nail is that ombre color, and that's our flame, basically. If that made any fucking sense. I think that made sense. So, you know, I'm a fan of this shit. I love this stuff for I'm screaming. For, you know, painting, drawing, outlines. So we're going to do this flame, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I'm only going to do one of these because it's pretty much the same thing. So you saw what I did with the drawing that first piece, and then I'm just filling in the bottom with Perfect Black, and then I use my liner brush to fill in all the extra pieces. And sometimes I used a little bit of the gel paint as well, just around like some of the edges and to get into those like thinner pieces there. That looks pretty cool. So I'm going to do the same thing on all of them, all the other nails. Same idea, all the way across. Just the flame ends up being a different color for each, right? In the end, as it's peeking through. Okay, so we're going to finish those, and then let's look at them almost finished, right? Almost done. Okay. So again, I just did the same thing on every single nail, just different variations of flames. And sometimes I get into like, I'll start doing something and I turn into a fucking robot, and I think it has something to do with OCD potentially. So then I have to come back and look at it again, and now I have all these other ideas of what I should have done because I'm actually looking at it objectively instead of being like immersed in the actual process that turns me into a fucking robot. Okay. It's okay. It's calming. It is calming. Okay, there they are. Top coated, finished. My God, honestly. As if my brain is not working properly today. It was my best friend's, well, we celebrated my best friend's birthday yesterday, and my brain's a little frazzled. So any noise around me is just completely throwing me off. So those are the final nails. They are top coated. They've got, you can see that shimmer coming through. You can kind of see the ombre in some of them, right? I think I could have done the flames like lower or longer, right? Not so much black, and it would have showed a little more. So colors, again, Fire Sign was the bottom piece of the first one, and then Electra was the top. And these two, yeah, they went together pretty well. I like them together. I wouldn't wear that pink alone, that's for sure. The second one, Grand Canyon, and then Empower. These two went together very well. And then for our third one, Vivid Purple. Oh, sorry. I gotta flip these. The third one we did, which is the fourth position right now, Vivid Purple and In All Honesty, which was that nice translucent teal. So I'm gonna flip these. And that's the one where I used it. I just went over the full nail continuously until it looked good enough to me. So that's one of my favorites, actually. I like the color combination. I like how it looks with the shimmer. Here I'm fixing it because that was our third one that we did. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites, actually. And those colors, I love those colors too. And I don't know what the fuck. What am I doing here? Tell me what I'm doing here. Okay, the fourth one. These are the Korean gels, the Madame Glam Korean gels. The green, which is ProsperUS, and then Virgo, which is the blue. And they worked really well together. It's one of my favorites. And then for the last one, which I was a little unsure about too, the black, Perfect Black, and then Always and Forever, which is the blue. And that's another one of my favorites, actually. And this is the one where I did most of the vertical ombreing on this one, just to mesh that blue more into the black, so it wasn't so dark at the top. And then Once we were done, we top coated and with a no wipe top coat, and we went over with this translucent shimmer on every one of the nails, so you can see it. It's not as strong as I would have liked it to be. That's why I said maybe going over it on the sticky layer, it would have showed up a little more instead of on the no wipe, because for some reason it just wasn't sticking as well to that no wipe like it should have. And then for our flame, we used the Meet Across gel paint to map or draw our flame, and we filled it in with Perfect Black. And then to finish, we top coated with the VENDEENI Russian top coat, which is a nice thin, it's a nice thin no wipe top coat that doesn't bulk the nail. And it's really easy to use. And I like that it's in a pot. I prefer gels in pots personally. Better than in the bottles. And there we go. So those are the finished nails for today. I'm thinking maybe I should have done them on slightly shorter stilettos. Like if they were on slightly shorter nails, it would have done what I was just saying I wanted to do, or I should have done. You wouldn't have had so much of the black at the bottom, right? So, yeah, and maybe doing like a reverse, so the flame was coming from the bottom, and then do the top black. That would have been cool too. But this was mostly an exercise in ombraying, and then I liked the cool idea of the reverse flame. So, and those are my favorite. Yeah, I think the middle one and the last one are probably my favorite as far as like colors go, and the way it looks with that shimmer powder as well. So I did get more figurines. So actually next week what we're going to do is we're going to do my nails. I'm pretty sure I need to do my nails. You can see there's a lot of growth on the left hand, my left hand. So I should probably redo these. And then I've got some more figurines that we're gonna work with. And my pinky I'm just showing you because I was picking at the gel and it flipped off. So I've got no gel on that pinky, in case you were noticing. Okay. So yeah, those are the finished nails. Let me know what you think. If you have any pointers, let me know. I struggle with ombre. I'm not gonna say I suck at ombres, but I do struggle with doing the ombres, especially with those fucking brushes. I don't know what it is. It's an ombre brush. That's what it's for, right? I prefer this, like, sponging the ombre personally, but all right. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Thank you though so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time.
Give it to me like